Hi, and welcome to my channel, A Country Life. I'm Jennifer, and today we're going to do a hashtag pantry challenge.
I just love bananas, but I feel like whenever we get bananas, I have to like stuff myself with them because they're gone then right away. Joseph eats them all. Do we have any lunch meat?
No, we don't have any. There might be a couple pieces of ham, but...
Okay, so it looks like peanut butter and jelly.
My favorite meme ever is the one where a lady she might be looking into a pantry, or maybe she's just sitting like this over a table. But anyways, she says something like, "We have no food, only ingredients to make food." Well, that's pretty much sums up kind of what's going on in our house right now. And so I thought that this would be perfect time to film a pantry challenge. Now, if you have been around online anywhere in the last probably year, you've probably seen things that say hashtag pantry challenge. Well, I'm probably showing my age here because I never ever called it a pantry challenge. We just called it hashtag common sense, hashtag use up what you have before you buy more. Since we are in this whole online world, I am aware now that there's actually a name for what I always called use up what we have before we buy more, and that name is pantry challenge. That's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing that I do when doing a pantry challenge is to take an inventory of meat. Now, I'm not going to take you on a tour here. We have a lot of places where we can have meat. Now, you might have seen this last fall during deer season, we got 6 deer that we put into the freezer, and now just recently, since that isn't really enough for us, we just recently also bought half a beef, and so that I picked up a few weeks ago. For meat, I'm pretty well stocked. I have all the venison that I could need. I have all the beef and varieties of cuts that I could need. I've got kids giggling here. The little kids are sitting at the table and I'm doing seat work, so I thought I would take this time to do this. Anyways, but that's the first thing that I do, is I always just kind of assess my meat situation, and that's just because we're meat eaters, a lot of meat. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing I do, and I'm going to take you to my pantry. The next thing I do is just kind of take a look at the pantry, and I'm going to just give you an overview of my pantry, and it's pretty much a mess right now, and I think it looks like there's a lot of stuff in there, but really a lot of these boxes are almost empty. This feels like there's just a couple pieces of cereal. This box of crackers, I think there's maybe 3 crackers in there. Like, look in here, there's 1 graham cracker in that box. Although there are a lot of packages, everything is getting pretty low. I'm going to straighten everything out just because in our house, every single person, all 9 of us, are able to open the pantry door and pretty much get to whatever we want. So it gets kind of messy. Not everybody closes boxes or puts things back where I like them. So I'm just going to take a few minutes here, straighten things out so that I can take a little assessment of what's exactly in there. So that's my pile of garbage that I found. I did a real quick sweep of the bottom here and just kind of organized things there. I organized everything on my door shelf, straightened everything. And now it's time to take an assessment of what I have, because the idea behind this hashtag pantry challenge is that you just try to use up what you have before going to the grocery store and buying more. And, you know, there's really a couple reasons why we might like to do that. One, for me anyways, I just simply don't like to waste food because, you know, we just work way too hard to earn that money and to see it go out the door when we pitch expired food or rotten food or whatever. I hate to see that. And then the second reason that I like to do a pantry challenge every now and again, I really want to teach my kids too. Just a minute. Maria, no baby sounds right now, okay? They're playing some kind of game where babies are in distress or something. I really want to teach my kids the skill of looking at what you have and using up what you have before you go and buy more, just to try to teach them a little bit of contentment and, you know, just resourcefulness. Look at what you have, find a new way to feed yourself or your family. I just think it's a really good skill to have. Let's look at what I have. I have a box of instant mashed potatoes here, and it feels like it would be just about the amount to feed our family. I also have some elbow macaroni, which which again is pretty full. And when I look down here, I see I have a lot of kidney beans and I can tomato juice. I do think that I have chili powder. So with those ingredients, the elbow macaroni, the kidney beans, the meat from the freezer, and my home canned tomato juice, I know I can make chili. I have a lot. 2 packs here, and I also see that I have a number of cans of black beans back here. Another one of our favorite meals is to make black bean quesadillas. Basically, you just mash as many cans as you need of black beans, mix it up with some salsa, which again, we can our own salsa, so I have an abundance of that in the basement. Mix that all up, spread that on the tortilla, sprinkle some shredded cheese on the tortilla, cover it with the second tortilla, pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes or so until the tortilla is, you know, kind of crispy on top, and then slice it into wedges, and that makes a great meal. I have plenty of milk right now, and I see I have 2 boxes of pudding, so that would make a great dessert. And then we've had a lot of sickness going around, sinus crud and coughing crud and whatever. I just kind of call it the crud. I think I'm gonna probably make those up too. Emily found a recipe for Cowboy Queso Dip. We have 2 bags of chips, the Rotel. So she got the ingredients for that, so I know that we could make that. I see that I have some breadcrumbs here. As long as I have eggs and the breadcrumbs and then my spices, I can make meatloaf. When we went up ice fishing, we picked up a box of this Just Add Water pancake mix, so I have some of that left. That would make a great lunch one day. I have plenty of syrup. Most of these cereal boxes, except this one, are pretty much empty. I mean, there's just a tiny bit. So there's not a lot for cereal. Since most of the cereal boxes are almost empty, I do have ingredients I could make muffins. See, I have a couple cans of pumpkin in here. Pumpkin chocolate chip muffins is a favorite because I have a lot of zucchini froze in the freezer. That's where it would be froze, in the freezer, right? So I think if I thaw some zucchini, I can make some zucchini chocolate chip muffins. That makes a great breakfast. Pantry challenge is really, like I said, it's just using up what you already have so that you don't waste food, and then just to teach yourself, teach your children the skill of being resourceful and being content with what you have. How in the world does she manage to do YouTube with 7 kids? I'm just going to show you. You've probably been hearing it in the background, but here's what's happening.
You want it like this?
There's the stools, the broom, all the toys are out. That's how I do it. They basically just kind of do their own thing while I'm filming. And then after filming, then we try to get back to cleaning up. So let's just recap. I just check the freezer for meat. I straighten up the pantry so that I can see exactly what I have in there. Then I just start looking at all the different ingredients that I have there and thinking what kind of food could I actually make with those ingredients. I also check the freezer. I didn't really show you that. Yeah, this is great. In my freezer I have a pack of dinner rolls. So I could either make those, like turn those into cinnamon rolls for a breakfast or something, which would make a lot of people happy, or we could just have dinner rolls. Just a second, Peter, okay? My goal is typically to, with a pantry challenge, is to try to get through 4 more days, which sometimes is a lot, but we always still eat well, and I have to dedicate time to cooking. That's really it. I might not have quick and easy go-to meals, but I definitely still have ingredients that I can make food out of. You know, when I'm doing this with the camera, I don't have a free hand. I have these sticky notes actually that say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a long strip. On the top of one I write lunch, and on the top of another supper. Oh, and then I'll sometimes do breakfast, especially for a pantry challenge, because we're usually low on breakfast food at that point. Start writing down as many meals and ideas as I can think of, and then I just have to force myself to find the time to actually make those meals, because that's probably the most difficult part of the pantry challenge, is that the meals usually take a little bit longer, and that's why they end up getting saved to the end. I was telling Amber that I was going to do a pantry challenge, and she didn't even know what it was. And then I said, well, you know, it's like hashtag use up what you have before you buy more, and she went hashtag common sense. I thought that was perfect. Hi friends, I'm back with a little update on the pantry challenge. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm really sick right now. We've had a lot of sickness going through our house with terrible cold. But I just wanted to stop in and give you a little bit of an update here. All you're going to see is food. I'm not going to get in front of the camera because, like I said, I'm sick, so I will spare you that mess. Oh, and in full disclosure, I did stop at the Dollar Tree the other day and I picked up a whole bunch of popsicles because with all the sore throats and everything, I thought that would be helpful. Let's just do a rundown quick of some of the things that I used up. A couple bags of ramen here the other day that we made for lunch. I had 2 cans of soup. The cereal shelf had a number of boxes the other day, but those were pretty much empty, and this is all we have left. We did clear out some crackers as well. People have been eating a lot of popcorn. Still have not done anything with these tortillas and the black beans over here. You know, I wanted to stop in here just to give you this quick update, and then also just to kind of say that doing a pantry challenge or a use everything before you buy more challenge, it's not always fun. I had to take Sam in for a violin lesson this morning, and more than anything, I would have loved to have just stopped by the grocery store, picked up some pizzas for everybody for supper, because being sick, I don't want to thaw anything. I definitely don't want to be cooking meat or making a big meal, but I'm sticking to this because more than anything, I don't like to have food that goes to waste. So I'm just really going to use up everything, and I'm working really hard at sticking to that, even though it's kind of hard. I was just racking my brain while I was doing reading with Joseph, trying to come up with something, and I remembered I had this pancake mix. So that's pretty much going to be supper. That and some bananas, and we're going to call it good. Alright friends, I had to change things up. Was looking at this pancake mix, and I just simply know that is not going to be enough for us. I stopped for a second, and I was like, come on Jennifer, just think. And I found that I had just a small half bag of tater tots, and something that we really like to do is to take tater tots and fry them up in, I'll stand back a little, fry them up in my electric fry pan, and then I'm going to crack a whole bunch of eggs, probably about a dozen, or actually I think I have 10. I'm going to crack those eggs into here, and then add in some diced ham, and then just pour that all in here, let it just cook up, and it really makes a tasty, yummy, breakfasty brunch, and in this case, it's going to make a great supper for us with our pancakes. Alright, so it is Saturday afternoon, and I am still doing the hashtag pantry challenge here, and finding all kinds of things that I can use up. Today, I'm going to finally get around to making my chili, and then I also had a new plan. I originally was going to make black bean quesadillas. We just didn't get to that this week. I had a whole bunch of hamburger thawed, so I thought I would do something I haven't done for a long time. Make beef enchiladas. They're so easy. They're such a perfect pantry challenge thing to make because flour tortillas, and then I make a great big pot of rice, whole bunch of seasoned ground venison, can of red enchilada sauce. I'm going to shred up whatever cheese I have, and that's it. So I mix the meat, the rice, the cheese, I roll it all up in these tortillas, and then I'm just going to put it in a 9x13 pan, throw them in the oven until these are kind of crispy on top. So that's it for the Saturday Pantry Challenge. I've been really using up a lot of stuff. I made 48 muffins the other night. They're gone. I think I made those on, I don't even know. Anyways, it was Wednesday or Thursday night, and it's Saturday now, and they're gone. We have used just all kinds of things. The pantry is getting pretty bare right now, as is the refrigerator, and the freezer is kind of emptying out too. But that's the goal. The goal is to just get rid of use up everything that I have, so that I can kind of start fresh. Maybe tomorrow I'll get a chance to go grocery shopping. I'm not sure. Otherwise, it's going to have to wait till Tuesday. It really is amazing what kind of recipes we can actually put together and have some really good meals, even when we think we have nothing left in the fridge or nothing left in the pantry. I hope this is giving you some ideas of what you can do to stretch your grocery budget a little bit further. Sometimes that last week before, or whenever it is that you replenish your grocery budget, sometimes things start to get a little bit sparse. In the comments, let me know if you've ever done a pantry challenge, and if that's what you actually call it. Do you say, I'm doing a pantry challenge, or do you just say, I'm simply going to use up what I have before I buy more?